One of the other things that I thought was interesting that I meant to ask you, sort of human nature seems to be one of conflict, not and maybe not inherently, but is obviously throughout human history with tons of conflict, wars, etc. Do you ever worry or does it concern you about the weaponization of space and that sort of whole conversation that will need to be had once we get up to, like, maybe not floating cities, but once we get people up on the moon or up on Mars? And if, well, I'll get your thoughts on that first, and then we can go talk about the Space Force. But um,
Okay.
but does that concern you at all?
No, the weaponization of space does not concern me, um, in 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 the slightest. I think to some extent sci-fi has exacerbated um, the weaponization of space from a lot of the movies and TV shows. I think that the weaponization of space, it depends how you classify what a weapon is and the intent involved. But any party engaging in that malicious activity, will be able to monitor it, and it's like it'll be a detriment to their mission and vision as an organization or agency because doing things in space require like big budgets and partnerships, and and once you start weaponizing and attacking people and machines and um, it uh, people don't want to collaborate with you when you do that stuff. Um, and but in terms of weaponizing uh, technology to that is holds significant value to help deter the near Earth object asteroids that those impending rocks, they're out there, and it's just a matter of time until they're on a close trajectory and they splash down. So
I think one missed us not too long
um,
ago. Is that correct? Is that correct? The one, I think one
yeah,
missed us.
they
Yeah,
fly by all the time.
yeah. So if you're not worried then about conflict up there, what do you have a strong opinion one way or another on the Space Force, um, and some of the actions that the U.S. government has taken to sort of preemptively, I guess, gain sort of some sort of foothold in space?
Yeah, I generally think that I'm for the Space Force, and I love what they're doing, um, and think it's overall it's definitely positive for the space
Mm-hmm.
economy and establishing infrastructure in orbit in other planets. I think that yes, the budgets could be spent toward more meaningful things in space, like um, developing the capability to monitor Earth's climate, um, or uh, other beneficial science missions to monitor the atmosphere and environment. Um, but I think in the long term, that will directly benefit the momentum and capability to operate large scale structures and megastructures in space, and floating habitats and cities and orbital colonies.